In a quaint little village surrounded by lush, green mountains, there was a cheerful boy named Sam. He lived with his mother, who worked tirelessly to provide for their small family. Despite their humble circumstances, Sam always carried a bright smile and an open heart. One day, while playing near the riverbank, Sam stumbled upon a small puppy trapped in a thorny bush. Without hesitating, he rushed to the frightened creature's aid. Gently removing the thorns, Sam cradled the puppy and took him home. He named him Buddy. Sam's mother was initially worried about having another mouth to feed, but she saw the twinkle of happiness in her son's eyes and soon welcomed Buddy as part of their family. From that day forward, Sam and Buddy were inseparable. The duo went everywhere together. Buddy accompanied Sam on his morning errands, lay beside him as he did his homework, and every night he guarded Sam's dreams, sleeping at the foot of his bed. Sam learned to nurture Buddy with great love and care. One cloudy afternoon, as Sam and Buddy played near a meadow, they heard a faint cry in the distance. Following the sound, they discovered a small fawn caught in a hunter's trap. Sam felt a pang of compassion, just as he did when he first saw Buddy. With Buddy's help, they freed the frightened fawn and watched as it bounded back to the safety of the forest. A few days later, a severe storm hit the village, causing the river to swell and flood the streets. Sam and his mother were trapped inside their home. As the water level rose, they felt helpless and afraid. Just as despair began to set in, the village gathered at their doorsteps to help. Leading them through the safe passage was the mother deer and her young fawn, gently guiding the villagers across the shallow parts of the flood. It seemed that the mother deer had sensed Sam and Buddy's kindness, and she repaid them by helping the villagers find a way to safety. Through these events, Sam realized that kindness and love, much like the river, could flow far and wide, connecting hearts across the village. Together with Buddy, they continued to spread warmth and kindness everywhere they went. The moral of the story is acts of kindness reap rewards in ways we could never imagine. By helping those in need, we create bonds of love that not only touch lives, but also have the power to change the world around us.
Once upon a time, in a serene lake surrounded by a lush forest, there lived a variety of colorful fish. Among them was a particular fish known for its cleverness and quick thinking. This fish, who everyone called Flash because of its dazzling speed and intelligence, loved to roam the lake. Flash had heard countless stories from the older fish about the dangers lurking beyond the surface of the water, especially the looming threat of the fishermen who often set traps and nets. One bright morning, as the sun shimmered through the crystal-clear water, Flash noticed a delicious worm. The worm was wriggling temptingly in the distance, but there was something odd about it. Unlike the usual worms, it hung suspended in the water from a thin, almost invisible line. Flash, ever curious but cautious, pondered over the situation. It could be a trap, he thought. Flash swam around the worm, inspecting it from every angle, and noticed the glint of a sharp hook. Instead of ignoring it, Flash decided to teach the younger fish a valuable lesson. He gathered them around and said, "Be careful of things that seem too good to be true. See that worm." With a flick of his fin, Flash swam close to the worm but kept a safe distance from the hook. Suddenly, with the speed of a lightning bolt, he flicked his tail, creating a wave in the water that made the worm jiggle and appear alive to any predator watching. Moments later, a large fish, unaware of the trick, darted towards the worm and got caught by the hook. The younger fish gasped in awe at Flash's cleverness. You see, Flash said. It's not always about being the biggest or the strongest, but being clever and thoughtful in your actions. Flash continued. Remember this when you encounter something that looks too good to be true. Grateful for the lesson, the younger fish thanked Flash and promised to be cautious. From that day on, Flash became not just the cleverest, but also the most respected fish in the lake. And the story of how a little ingenuity outsmarted a trap was told for generations. Moral: think before you act, and don't be easily tempted by appearances. Tommy the tortoise and Tina the hare lived in a quaint little forest. Tommy was known for being slow but determined, while Tina was quick yet very lazy. She always relied on her speed to get her out of trouble, whereas Tommy was the embodiment of perseverance. One bright morning, a letter arrived from the forest committee announcing the annual forest race. All the animals buzzed with excitement, and naturally, both Tommy and Tina signed up. The race was seen as a primary forest event, complete with a grand feast for all participants at the finish line. On the day of the race, Tina was brimming with confidence. "Oh, I'll win this race without even breaking a sweat," she boasted to Tommy. "I'm just too fast for anyone else." She hadn't even bothered to practice. Tommy simply smiled and replied, "I may not be as fast as you, Tina, but I aim to finish the race." It's all about the journey, isn't it? With his calm and collected nature, he slowly made his way to the starting point. As soon as the whistle blew, Tina dashed off, leaving a cloud of dust behind. Tommy plodded along steadily, never deterred by the rapid speed and energy of Tina. However, with her overconfidence, Tina decided to stop halfway through the race for a short nap, thinking she had plenty of time. "Oh, let me rest for just a bit. Tommy's miles behind. There's no need to rush," she thought to herself as she dozed off under the sun. Meanwhile, Tommy continued his steady pace, focusing solely on reaching the finish line. He passed by the napping Tina without a second glance towards her inaction. The sun was setting when Tina startled awake. Realizing her mistake, she sprang to her feet and raced towards the finish line. But by then it was too late. Tommy had already crossed the line and was warmly welcomed by all the cheering animals. Tina arrived shortly after, panting and out of breath. She could only look at Tommy with admiration as he humbly accepted his victory. "You see, sometimes slow and steady truly wins the race, and being lazy doesn't pay off," Tommy said gently. From that day on, Tina learned the value of persistence and hard work. She never underestimated the importance of preparation again, and always remembered that it was not just speed but consistency and dedication that truly made a winner. As for Tommy, his patience and courage became legendary lessons in the forest.
In the dense labyrinth of the Amazon rainforest, there lived a monkey named Kavi who was known for his intelligence that bordered on human-like. Kavi wasn't just any monkey. He could solve puzzles, understand simple human speech, and even mimic certain human behaviors which often stunned researchers and animal behaviorists alike. Despite his remarkable abilities, Kavi remained a humble, caring soul with a deep sense of curiosity about the world around him. One humid afternoon, while swinging from tree to tree, Kavi stumbled upon something that changed his life forever: a worn, ancient scroll partially hidden under a thick blanket of moss. Instinctively, he carefully peeled away the moss, revealing a script written in a language he didn't recognize but felt compelled to understand. With the scroll clutched in his nimble fingers, he made a beeline for his closest friend, Dr. Elena, a linguist camped nearby, to study indigenous languages. Dr. Elena was astounded by the find. After meticulously examining the scroll, she determined that it contained an ancient prophecy detailing a hidden treasure deep within the forest, protected by layers of intricate traps and puzzles. However, the part that startled Elena the most was the prophecy's claim that only the one with the wisdom of both man and beast could unearth the treasure. It was clear to her that this referred to Kavi. Despite the inherent danger, Kavi's eyes sparkled with excitement. He was undeterred. Together with Elena, they embarked on a quest to uncover the hidden treasure. Their journey was fraught with challenges: poisonous plants, territorial animals, and bewildering puzzles designed to thwart their progress. However, Covey's unique blend of animal agility and human-like intellect made him the perfect candidate to navigate these perils. Eventually, after days of painstakingly overcoming each obstacle, they reached the entrance of an ancient temple. Inside, the final challenge awaited: a colossal maze with walls closing in, intricate traps, and only a narrow time frame to escape. With Elena guiding him, Covey scurried through the maze, deciphering ancient inscriptions and avoiding deadly triggers in the nick of time. At last, they reached the heart of the temple, where an ornate chest lay atop a pedestal. Upon opening it, they found not just gold and gems, but a trove of ancient knowledge inscribed on golden tablets, a treasure that could reshape humanity's understanding of history and knowledge.